5 assassination attempts, I'm told. Not as much as Castro, who I've interviewed. I think he must have had 50, but there's a legitimate 5 I've heard about.
Vladimir Putin is by and large one of the most controversial leaders on the planet. He may be the head of Russia, but he's a man who has never been afraid to do dirty deals or take out opposition that he felt would be a threat to his reign. But the side effect of this is that he has a lot of enemies. Enemies that would love nothing more than to go and take him out for all he has done. So as you would expect, his security team and security measures to protect himself is top-notch. Allow us to show you Vladimir Putin's insane security. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7. How many people does he hire to protect himself? So let's start off with a rather basic question. In terms of pure numbers, how many people protect Vladimir Putin at any given time? This number obviously changes based off the location of Putin and even if it's in the country of Russia. But make no mistake that when he's on his home turf, he doesn't hold back at all. In fact, he's got about 2,000 to 3,000 people in plain clothes working to keep him safe at all times. These people are the ones who go and secure the buildings that he's going to be in, or is in at the present time. And they will spring into action the moment they think Putin is in danger, which happens much more often than you might think. And that says nothing of the overhauls for the role he's in that he's installed since getting into power. So if we were to be honest with you, there's no way of knowing the exact number of people Putin has to protect him because they are so numerous and far-reaching. Number 6. Loyalty and service is rewarded. For Putin, he really did go and start from the ground up, to go and ensure that he was going to not just be a secure president of sorts within his position in Russia, but he had to rebuild the security from the ground up as well, because he knew all the things that he would be doing. So because of that, and because of all the steps that he would be taking to make his guard, he wanted to make sure that his security team knew that if they performed their duties at the highest level, they wouldn't just be rewarded with the appreciation of their leader, but rather with more tangible things. For example, ever since 2016, there have been a handful of standout guards that have been appointed to the roles of regional governors, which is a big step forward if you really think about it, and it's a step that takes you from secret security to full-blown leader. Another major promotion from within the Guard came when he promoted one guard to the leader of the newly made National Guard. Again, another major jump. But we're still not done though, as another was given a very high-ranking position in the Russian government and helped establish the annexation of Crimea. But obviously he can't do that with all of his guards, though he does reward them how he can, such as having them be his travel buddies when he does trips, and even bringing them on for dinners to rub elbows with the elite of Russia. Some even claim that Putin gives his personal guards wealth and land, even if that means kicking someone out of their home to do so, further adding to his controversial nature.
За меня тоже заплатишь, да?
Да, заплачу, конечно. Так ты же гость.
Ты не соответствуешь, объективно.
Number 5. Depth of security. Let's move on now to the many layers of security that Putin employs to go and keep him safe. One of the biggest things he does is not just have variety, but have his security all under one company. A very atypical thing for a country, but Putin doesn't care. That company has billions of dollars in assets thanks to its worth with Putin, and that allows his security team to go and get all sorts of things for him. For example, they have armored cars that they can use to transport Putin from location to location. They have drones that they can use to survey areas and help weed out threats. And if that's not enough, Putin has his own psychological unit that is used to go and seize intelligence and check out threats both foreign and domestic. Oh, and the limo that he uses to get around places in Russia and so on? It's bomb-proof. And if you really want to know how seriously Putin takes his security, during one event, he was seen on camera coming out of the bathroom of a building with 6 security guards surrounding him. That goes to show you just how far he's willing to go to stay safe. No doubt there is even more to this. We've already noted that just in terms of plainclothes security, he has thousands of people at his beck and call. But are there even more security and low-key security measures? Yeah, more than likely. Which is why Putin doesn't skimp around and make sure that all of his security has great training even before coming into his service. Number 4. The KGB. You might have already known this, but Vladimir Putin, before seizing power for himself, was a member of the KGB, the secret service of the Russian nation that is known to be incredibly well-trained and very ruthless. Well, it's said that many in Putin's guard are from the KGB, and that not only awards him a familiarity with the people who are protecting him, but he knows their training and skills. For example, outside of the typical rigorous physical training and martial arts that they have to go through, in order to be a KGB officer, they need to learn how to be expert divers, fly a fighter jet, be a paratrooper, have weapons training, and so on. The truly devious thing of using the KGB as security, though, is that not all of them are in suits or outfits that read, "I'm part of the Secret Service." Rather, they're very much hidden in the crowds and even mingling with people, so that should an event happen, they can spring into action without missing a beat or anyone knowing that they're right next to an agent. Russian-made cars. They say there's two kinds of security-heavy people. The ones who just want to be safe, and the ones who are very much paranoid. For Vladimir Putin, you could argue that he's reaching the paranoid state of his tenure, because he's gone and done all sorts of things that reek of desperation and wanting to make sure that no one has access to him. Earlier, we talked about the bomb-proof limo. That would have been fine if he had just outfitted a limo he was using to be bomb-proof. But instead, he wanted to stop using other models like Mercedes that he had been using, and used his power to start his own Russian-made car company called Aris. Over the last several years, Aris has made over 100 luxury Russian vehicles for Putin and his guards that have cost over $192 million. Also, he could say he made his own vehicles and further limited foreign influence on him and his nation. Granted, Putin does want this to be a true car company, and has even been selling the rides to the Middle East, but still, it's a bit much. Especially since his personal ride is not just bomb-proof, but chemical gas-proof, able to withstand a .50 cal round and even go and be a personal and mobile command center should the need arise. Number 2. GPS signal spoofing. Still don't think that Vladimir Putin is paranoid when it comes to his security? Well, the United States in the last year or so has noticed something very weird going on when Putin travels by plane or by boat. Mainly, their GPS signal goes haywire when they're close to a port, and thus makes it seem as though they're many miles away, making it so it's impossible to know where Putin and his entourage are at certain times. This is not only illegal, it's dangerous, because the signal spoofer that the US and others think he is using to do this is one that harms other ships and vessels nearby. And if their GPS signal is harmed even by accident and they're in danger, rescue teams could very much go to the wrong location in order to save them. But for Putin, it's all in the name of his security. Number 1. Next steps?
President Putin pushing through the vote, delayed by the coronavirus. Now the former KGB officer solidifying his hold on power could lead Russia until 2036.
2020 proved to be a major challenge to Vladimir Putin and his authority, via not only the global pandemic, but in the eyes of the world being on Russia, to see if it would interfere with the 2020 elections. Given that, it'd be fair to think that Putin is already thinking up new ways to go and be safer and push his security to the next level, in case any of his enemies or rivals try to make a move. At this point, we wouldn't be surprised. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various parts of Vladimir Putin's security team, and how he is truly decked out in terms of protecting himself? What do you feel this says about Putin and how he tries to maintain his power? Do you think there's a chink in his armor that his enemies might exploit? Or will he remain in power as long as he can? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.